I'm Julia Jones. My husband Ivan was a member of this church for over 68 years. He died in 2021 at the age of 94. Formerly a Baptist, he became a member of this church due to the influence of Gene Thompson Glisson. He was a native of Jackson, Alabama. After being drafted into the Navy, his senior year of high school, he served in the Pacific. He finished high school when he came home, graduated from Troy State Teachers College, and later received his master's from the University of Alabama. He came to Foley in 1952 to teach and to coach. He became head football coach in 1955, coaching Nick Jones, Forrest Mixon, Dennis Crosby, Keith Davis, Bert Henson, and Terry Hellmeyer. All members of the church or former members of our church. He coached 14 years, and later he became the principal of Foley Middle School for the next 20 years. When he joined the church, Emerson Smith was the pastor. He was later replaced by George Callback. Both Ivan and I were very close friends to George and his wife, Martha, because we were pretty much the same age and our children played together. My husband served as an elder and a deacon and also coached the church's softball team, which they had for a few years. And I think our minister, Sanford Turner, played on the team, and he also might have been the, I guess you would say, he couldn't have, maybe assistant coach. Smokey Denton, John Robinson, and Ivan were always in a constant battle with the squirrels that would get up in the attic in the old church. And they also tried very unsuccessfully to solve the problem with the basement in the old church that constantly leaked. And that problem, as far as I know, was never solved. Ivan enjoyed playing golf after his retirement with Fred Boslow, Gay, and George James, who were former members, and then former members Joy Cross, Richard Sins, and Joe Brindley. Ivan also started the Fred Boslow Golf Tournament, the proceeds going to a scholarship fund for the youth in the church. Reverend Duncan Naylor, who was an interim minister who came over from Mobile at one time, and he was also a great pro football fan. And after church, he would come to our house for lunch, and he and Ivan would watch pro football the rest of the afternoon. Ivan enjoyed knowing him. Duncan also had a habit of calling the children up to the front of the congregation for a little children's sermon. And he would ask them questions after the sermon, and they would come up with some pretty humorous, and I guess you would say embarrassing answers, which I suppose would delight the congregation, but it sort of embarrassed the parents. Ivan and I also enjoyed being a part of the Mariners, which was started by Earl and Nancy Ricks, and we would meet one Sunday out of each month at the home of different members for refreshments and discussion. My husband and I have a lot of friends in the church, and they were always so good to him, and they were always so welcoming to me when I joined the church.